Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a super easy, straightforward Easter egg guide in order to beat the Shattered Veil. This is going to reward you an absolutely amazing calling card, as well as, even better, a skin for Carver that makes him look like the Pentagon Thief. As always, Treyarch is known for updating Easter egg steps post-launch, so if you're having any sort of issues, go down and check the pinned comment. I'm going to have any sort of updates that they do to this Easter egg down below there, as well as any additional spawn points that you may have trouble finding. And without further ado, let's get into it. For Loadout, you need to spawn in with Ether Shroud, Combat Axe, any Gobblegums you want to use, as well as a good AR. I recommend the Krig C, but really any AR will do. Upon spawning in, you will have one Combat Axe in your inventory. Turn around from the spawn point and grab the other one off this log. This is going to be used for a later Easter egg step. The other thing you need to be passively doing as you're playing is being on the lookout for these little gray boxes. They are all around the map. They are super easy to find. They will give you salvage, but most importantly, they're going to be giving you a quest part out of one of these at random. It can be the first one, it can be the 10th one. Just make sure you're shooting these boxes as you're running around the map looking for this bomb part. The first step of the Easter egg is to actually open up Pack-a-Punch, and this is the easiest step in the game because it literally gives you quest markers on screen on how to do this. Simply follow the quest markers, get both of the parts that it tells you how to pick up, prepare the elevator, head down to the very bottom, find Samantha in her big room, lead the arrow all the way to Pack-a-Punch, so you now know where Pack-a-Punch is, and you are now ready to begin the actual first step of the Easter egg. First, we're going to need the Raygun Mark II in order to begin the Easter egg, and you can either get one out of the box to do this, use a Wonder Bar Gobblegum and get lucky in getting it in that 1 in 3 chance, or you can craft one using the Easter egg I'm about to show you, which is actually super easy and what I recommend doing. Make your way to round 10 because after round 10 has begun, anywhere in this little Samantha down low area, there is a chance to have a purple-eyed named zombie here. As you can see, he is the lab technician and he walks in this little Samantha room, and if you kill him, he is going to drop a floppy disk, which you simply pick up. Take the floppy disk from the dinosaur room. You're going to go into the upper right-hand side here, jump down into the east foyer, and you're going to put this floppy disk into the computer, and very, very slowly, it's going to spawn in a few vermin as well that you do have to kill, but very, very slowly is going to print out this Project Janus report. Now you can hold F to actually see this and read this on your screen, making it super easy to see what your word is. In my game right here, as you can see, my word is Yeti. It'll say protocol and then in all caps, a 4-letter word. Now in the nursery is actually a chalkboard with a bunch of letters on it. This is what it looks like. You don't even need to go to the nursery in the game. You can simply use this chart that I have made for you. Using this chart, we're going to convert our 4-letter word into a 4-digit number. So my first letter is Y, that's a 3. I find the E on this chart, that's a 5. I find the T, that's a 7. And then I find the I, that's a 6. So Yeti is actually 3576. That is my code, and yours again will be a different word, but just using this chart, convert yours to a 4-digit number. From there, we are going to head down right next to Pack-a-Punch in the underground area and input our code into this little containment area holding this doppelgast inside. He will basically spawn in with some smoke, and you'll have to kill him. And whenever you do kill him, he is going to drop a severed arm. Take the severed arm into the armory, which is again in the underground area next to the portal, and head over to this wall. Place the arm on this little fingerprint scanner that will open up and give you your free Raygun Mark II, which allows you to continue on to the next step of the Easter egg, which is getting all of the upgrades for this gun. In order to get these upgrades going for the Raygun Mark II, we're going to need to quickly grab 3 canisters from around the map in order to begin the upgrade process. In order to get the first canister, you need to shoot 4 dark ether crystals around the map, and it will pop out of one of those 4 crystals just in any sort of random chance. The first one is in the downstairs area next to Pack-a-Punch. The second one is over here next to PhD. So again, head outside by PhD, shoot that one and see if it comes out. The next one is just out here to the top right of the dinosaur in the east foyer and next to Stamina. Again, shoot that one, see if it comes out. And last but not least, if you haven't got it out of any of those 3, the final one is over here by Quick Revive. Shoot that one, and 1 out of 4 of those will drop an empty canister, and you can move on to your second canister. The second empty canister is going to require a Gersh grenade to actually pick up, but lucky for you, there is a guaranteed drop in every single game, so you don't actually have to craft one. All you need to do is head to the service tunnel by where the armor spawn is, pick it up out of that guy's hand, and then head up to the surface over by where double tap is. Check the window outside, and there will be a empty canister sitting there on the shelf. All you need to do is throw that Gersh grenade just outside that window. It'll slowly be sucked out, and when that Gersh grenade actually explodes, it'll drop that second empty canister on the floor for you to pick up. The third and final empty canister is actually in Samantha's room. There is a small human incubation chamber with the canister inside, and we're gonna need to get it out of there. Right next to that incubation chamber, there is going to be a letter. In my game, it was obviously A, and you're gonna need at least 2 throwing tomahawks in order to actually turn this on. And you'll see what I mean just here. Head over outside and you'll see there is gas on, and what you need to do is throw that tomahawk in order to actually have the gas spew all the way to your letter. So as you can see, I threw 2 different tomahawks, turned on that gas all the way to A. There's a line of gas going all the way into A, and I am completed with this step. Unfortunately, if you do miss, you will have to craft extra tomahawks, so just make sure you try to hit it the first try. If done correctly, this chamber will now be filling with gas, and now you need any sort of fire-based damage to actually open this up. You can craft a Molotov at the table right next to you, but if you want to save a little bit of salvage, head back to the dinosaur room, and right on the opposite side of the dinosaur next to this bar is actually a Molotov that you can pick up that will work perfectly. Either one works, just whatever's easiest for you. Head back to the chamber, light it on fire, that gas will explode, spewing out your third and final empty canister. Once you have all 3 of your canisters, you are ready for the Raygun upgrade process, and the first of which receptacle for one of your empty containers is going to be over here by Speed Cola. Do that, this will spawn in an abomination, which you need to get this abomination to shock this tiny little rock right here, which will actually start making it glow a blue color. Now, once this rock is glowing blue, you need to have the abomination do his charge attack and run into the rock in order to dislodge it from the ground. I'm not gonna lie, this step is a little annoying because there's really no good way to manipulate the RNG of which attack he's doing. You kind of just have to place yourself and walk around. I recommend doing this for sure at the end of the round with not very many zombies because it's kind of annoying to get this guy to do it. But you need to just repeat this process with all 3 of the small little rocks that all look the same in this arena. Again, it's the exact same process. Get him to shock it, get him to run into it, and once you do all 3, that is going to activate a second phase of the step. Once the second phase begins, the abomination will automatically despawn, and a bunch of vermin will start spawning in and trying to sacrifice themselves to this little pool of power on the ground. What you need to do is simply stay alive from the zombies who are not going to be attracted to this at all, and kill all of the vermin before they get to the middle, and you have to do this in a certain amount of time or you will fail and have to go again next round. However, if done correctly, you are done with your first upgrade. Head up the stairs and you'll actually be able to pick up the first vial. Take this vial, head down to the underground next to the portal. There will be a workbench that you can actually place this vial onto. This is the only workbench this is going to work for. Place it onto there, craft it, and you will now have the automatic ray gun. The next step is going to be finding a couple of plants around the map that grow round by round. They'll start very, very small at the beginning of the game, and eventually they will grow to be the size that you see there. And that size, whenever you kill them, they're going to drop out plant seeds. The first one is out here by the mansion. The second one is over here by Quick Revive. And again, these plants you do have to kill in a certain way. You can use a regular Raygun Mark II in order to kill them. You can use an explosive like a frag grenade. You can use a Molotov. Anything that makes them basically scream. You heard whenever I killed that one, it actually blows up and then screams. If it just blows up and it like a plume of smoke and doesn't scream, that means you've done it incorrectly. There's another spawn right there next to the actual spawn area. The next one is right here again in the spawn area. Kill them in the ways that I told you about once they are of the proper size, and they will pop out with those seeds. Again, if you do it, kill them, and you haven't done it correctly, you will have to wait a few rounds. There's another spawn location right here, right next to Double Tap, and the final location that I'm showing you over here by Double Tap, it's down these stairs. They're not going to be the same every game, so just look around the map for these guys, and you should be able to find them all. That one is hiding in the corner, and the last and final location that yours might be in is over here, just where we did the previous Raygun upgrade. Again, if you shoot them, that's a big no-no, but here I am using a Simtex. It will pop out and will actually give you the correct thing, which you need to collect, again, 4 of. Once you have 4, you are ready to go on to the next step. Now, once you have all 4, head over to the conservatory, and once you're in the conservatory, in order to activate this Easter egg step, you do need to place the canister into the canister receptacle, which stands right here. Place that in there, and then in any of these 4 things, you're gonna place down one of your seed, and you basically just need to wait until the seed grows to full, and you see that progress bar shoot up. You do have to protect these seeds from purple-eyed zombies, which are gonna spawn in, trying to kill your seed, but just protect it for long enough for that progress bar to go up, and then you can move on to the next one. You can try to do multiple of these at the same time if you would like. It's a little bit risky to do. I recommend just doing one at a time. Again, protect all 4. The second one is right here, right across the way from where we placed that one in, and the other one is just on the other side of the wall of where we placed in the vial in the first place. And the 4th and final one is down the stairs. Very easy to find. All of these receptacles look the same, and they will all grow to be that maximum size right there. Final one, just on the wall outside of Quick Revive, and once you are done with all 4, it'll stop spawning in those purple-eyed zombies. You can head over here and grab the Toxic Canister. This upgrade is now done, and where you actually build this Toxic Canister is in the very spawn, like literally right where you spawn in. Grab that, craft it on the workbench, and there you go. You have a Toxic Raygun. Now, starting the third and final Raygun upgrade, again, like I mentioned at the very beginning, you should have been shooting these boxes the entire time to find this Essence Bomb. If you haven't found it yet, you may have actually shot it out of a box already. You just happen to accidentally miss it, or you just need to find the final couple of boxes in order to shoot these to have it pop out. Once you have this bomb, or while you're still looking for it, head over to this wall on the outside of PhD and hold square on this little lion fountain. This will actually give you a reflector, and this is one of 2 reflectors you need to grab before you can actually go on to the next step. The second of which is over here by Quick Revive, by where we just were. Pick that up, hold square on the fountain, that will be your second reflector, and you are actually ready to go into the actual lockdown for this Easter egg. With the bomb and reflectors in hand, head over right to this level 3 wall by in the underground area. Place this bomb on this rubble that will blow up and reveal this little undercroft area with a bunch of like really creepy looking like petrified dudes worshiping the sand snake. Anyway, none of that matters. We're gonna head over to this back wall and place this canister in order to begin this Easter egg, which begins by this shooting a beam on the wall. Now, we're gonna place our reflector down and follow where the reflector goes and actually use these reflectors, which can be put down and picked back up, in order to shine a light on these 3 different doppelganger statues around this room. Now, if it is actually shining on a doppelganger, melee this crystal. This will send a beam of light down your entire network of beams, and if it actually hits a statue of a doppelgast, it will actually spawn in a real-life doppelgast, which you will need to kill, and you basically need to repeat this 3 times. In order to have the beam of light hit the other statues, go over to the original location you placed the first mirror, hit that, and it'll actually go to a new location, and then you can go pick up the mirror from the second location you put it, head over to the top through this little hallway, and place that on there, and that will now redirect the light to a different location. Hit it again, and it'll redirect again to a different location, and you can see that it is now hitting another doppelgast statue. So melee the beam of light, and what do you know, it now creates a second doppelgast. Again, repeat this for the third one, and you'll obviously have to adjust some mirrors and everything like that, but after you do the third one, you will now be completed with the final doppelgast, and you will now be able to pick up this canister, and you are complete with all 3 Raygun upgrades. The buildable location for this purple canister is actually in the director's quarters, which is in the top left-hand corner of the room. Head over inside of his room, and you'll see this little workbench on the corner. Again, same thing, place it down, and then hold use to actually craft it and put that upgrade on your gun. Next up, we are on to 3 different challenges, each associated with a certain ray gun. So just a reminder that you're gonna need to hold a certain ray gun for most of these steps. So obviously we just did the purple one. We are going to start off with the purple one. With the purple ray gun in hand, head past double tap here into this room with the zip line, and you'll see this dude on the wall in this painting. Hold square on the machine next to him, and if you have the purple ray gun in hand, this will now start collecting kills. If you have anything else, if you're getting kills with assault rifle, if you're getting kills with any other ray gun, it won't actually count the kills. You will fail and have to come back next round, but if done correctly, it will open up this room. Once you have this room open, hunt around on all of the tables and on the big dining table in order to find a bright red bottle of ritual elixir. I found mine on the corner of the dining table, but it can just spawn anywhere inside this room. Just look around, you should be able to find it pretty easily. From that double tap area that you were just in with that ritual elixir in hand, head into the bottlery, which is just this room here, and pour that elixir into that glass, and this will actually spawn in an elder disciple. Simply just kill this elder disciple, again with any weapon, it doesn't really matter, but as you can see, a symbol appeared above that cup. That means you are done with that chalice, and you can move on to the next one. The next chalice is over here in spawn near the bridge, and you actually just pour that into the chalice. Exact same thing we did yet again. That will spawn in an elder disciple. Kill that elder disciple, make sure the symbol is there, and head to the next one. And the last spawn is in the dinosaur room on the complete opposite side of the dinosaur on this bench over here on the top floor. Again, same exact thing. That will spawn in an elder disciple. Go over here, absolutely clap him with that ray gun. Make sure again you're upgrading your ray gun as you go, because this is your absolute best friend in this entire game. And once you've done that correctly, you are done with your chalices. Once you are done with your 3 chalices, head back over to where double tap is, and there are going to be 3 numbers on the wall here. My numbers are 6, 34, and 22. These will be different in every single game, and again, they're just in this elevator shaft area right behind the elevator. 6, 34, and 22. Again, make sure you write those down for whatever they are in your game. And with your 3 numbers in hand, there is a safe over here by Death Perception in the west hallways. It is over here. You have to get super close to this thing in order to interact with it. But again, just put your code in, and inside will be your first ritual item. Now, once you have the ritual item in hand, this is going to be a small mini boss fight, and here's what you need to know about it. There's going to be a boss in this room that spawns in that has a shield. This shield is going to make him immune for a few seconds every single time it regenerates, and then it can only be damaged by the person who is holding the ray gun that is corresponding to this room. So obviously this room is a purple ray gun. You're only going to be able to damage this boss with the purple ray gun with his shield down, and then everyone can damage him once you pop that shield with the purple ray gun. So make sure you're set up before this. Make sure you're pack punched up, kill the boss, and then you will be able to collect the Sentinel artifact and leave the room and be on to the next step. So the next ray gun painting ritual we're going to be doing is required to have the blue ray gun. So again, head down to this bottom area by where pack punch is and switch your ray gun out for the blue ray gun, which can be done at this workbench by the portal. From there, head back to double tap, and you're going to be able to find a small little lantern in this box just inside this first room next to the deer heads on the wall. Take that back to the main T-Rex room and actually put it on the wall next to the matching lantern next to it. And then you're going to play a small Simon Says game where you just need to repeat 3 different symbols that it gives you, or 3 different like light flashes that it gives you. It is the easiest Simon Says in the entire world, but that is going to give you access to the bottom area where you can find another painting, activate that machine next to the painting, and then just get all of the blue ray gun kills in order to open that area up, and you are ready to go on to the next step. Once you have that bottom area open, head over to Elemental Pop and start breaking all of the glass in this room that is on the bottom left of this area with 2 computer monitors and a hatchet. Break that glass, crouch down, and start holding square, and you will get a bell pickup. This is one of 3 spawn locations in this room. It's very quiet. Make sure you're actually looking out for the pickup to pop up on screen. And the second spawn point is in this same room against the right side of where this wall by is. So again, break all these windows and hold square in this area. It is kind of finicky on actually picking this up. And the third and final location is actually to the left of this display case, right next to these TVs. Again, break any glass you see, crouch down, stand up. It is very glitchy and finicky, so if there's any updates or spawn points to this, please, again, if you're having any trouble with this, check at the top of the description. But if done correctly, one of these locations will have this bell, which allows you to go on to the next step. With bell in hand, head to the top floor of the dinosaur room, and on this back bell, there will be a sign that says ring bell for service. You can actually place down the bell and ring the bell there. And what you need to do with this is actually get turned on your gun. So put the alternate ammo type of turned on your gun, and you need to turn a zombie literally right next to this. And while the zombie is turned right next to it, you need to ring the bell a couple of times in order to actually call the zombie to the bar to go actually get a drink. So the zombie will actually hop over the bar. You'll see that he will go over there and start chugging this drink, and this little flask will cause the zombie to explode, and then you can pick it up. This is now your second ritual item, which you're going to take back to the underground area just right here next to the T-Rex. Again, just like you did the last one, put that on the ritual pedestal, and it is going to start a boss fight. If you're having any trouble actually starting this ritual, it means no one on your team has the correct ray gun. It'll let you do a couple of the steps of this Easter egg without the ray gun, but to start it and also to do the final ritual, you will need the correct corresponding ray gun. So once again, if you're having any trouble with that, just make sure you have the correct blue ray gun for this area, kill the boss, and then you'll be able to pick up the Sentinel artifact once again, and we're on to our final step before boss fight. Our last ray gun that we need to do the challenge for is going to be the ray gun that we crafted in Spawn, this yellow ray gun. So head over to Spawn, grab this yellow ray gun, and let's get started with this ritual. The painting we need to open up is in the library area of the map, so go ahead, once again, just like we did before, activate that painting in order to collect some souls. Get all of these kills with the yellow ray gun that will burst open, revealing a new room. And for the next step of this Easter egg, we are going to need to use Ether Shroud in order to see a couple of invisible items. There are actually 3 different invisible items. There is an audio log, there is a ledger, and then there is a nuclear ID card. These are 3 items that you can only see when you're in Ether Shroud or just a few seconds afterward before they disappear again. So basically you have to Ether Shroud, pick the item up, and then either use a gobblegum or build up another Ether Shroud in order to pick up the next one. There are obviously, like I said, 3 different items. Each one has 2 spawn points, which I'm going to cover now. The first item I'm going to cover is the audio log. Again, there are 2 spawns for this, and the first of which is in the upstairs over by the bar in the upstairs area of the dinosaur room. So as you can see over here on the desk, even after a few seconds of being out of Ether Shroud, I can pick that up. That will appear for just a few more seconds after finishing Ether Shroud before disappearing yet again. That's the first spawn. The second spawn is much easier. It is literally right outside of this window. It is going to be right where this dude was looking before we made him disappear, just sitting right here. That is the second spawn location for the audio log. Now covering the ledger spawn points, this first one is actually super close to where we grabbed the audio log. It is literally in the room next to it, is in the top right hand corner of this room in the east foyer. You can check it right there on the desk. That is the first spawn location for the ledger. You can check both of these in the same ether shroud if you would like as well. The second ledger spawn point is over here by elemental pop. Just go ahead and go inside of this room in the study, and then right here on the desk will be the spawn location for it. You can just pick that up inside of ether shroud. The third and final item we need is the nuclear ID, which is again at the bottom floor of the dinosaur. Once again over here by stamina, right here in the fireplace, ether shroud, and pick that up. If you're really fast, you can check all three in one go. And the final location for that nuclear badge is over here by double tap next to the elevator, ether shroud, and it will be right there in that fireplace. In 4 games of testing, we've only had those spawn locations, but again, if any more are found, they will be in the top of the description and the pinned comment. Once you have all 3 items, head over to the library and there'll be 3 glowing books on the wall. This is just a quick 3-book combination which you can guess and check super easily. Hit all of the books to see what activates first. Click another book. If you hear the first one deactivate, then that's not right. Try the other book, and then so on and so forth until you get the 3-button combination. Should literally only take you about 20 seconds or so, and then this wall will open up, revealing the final ritual item. You guessed it, this boss fight is exactly like the others. This one is an amalgam. Again, you're going to have to use the toxic raygun for this. Once you break that shield with the toxic raygun, you can use any weapon you would like, and your teammates are allowed to lay into him as well. Again, just make sure you're a little bit set up here. Have some extra ether shrouds, maybe have some Gersh devices. It does get a little tight in this room, especially when the amalgam grabs you, but play safe. Do this exactly like you did the other ones, and then you will be done with all of the rituals and you are ready for boss fight. When you're ready for boss fight, simply head down to the Samantha room, place the scintilla artifact on the console, and it will start Samantha talking, and then go into a pre-boss fight cutscene. However, before you go into that, there are some things that I would recommend. I would say everyone in your group should get the blue automatic ray gun. I think it is the best one for the boss fight because it has the fastest fire rate, and also you can hit the boss at long distance, which you can't do with the shotgun one. I would recommend everybody get a triple pack-a-punch ray gun. Definitely have it fully bulked up because going in without triple pack-a-punch is actually just a death sentence here. On your secondary gun, I would also get triple pack-a-punch and gold. I would say it's not necessary because you're gonna be doing most of the boss damage with your ray gun. However, if you run out of ammo with your ray gun, there are no max ammos in this boss fight. You have to kill zombies for ammo drops. They do drop a lot of ammo in this boss fight, but you do have to kill zombies for ammo drops. So I would say definitely bring in an extra gun to kill zombies if you do run out of ray gun ammo. 3-plate, absolutely necessary. Make sure you stock up on a mutant injector or chopper gunner. Really nothing hurts the boss a whole lot that we figured out so far. Obviously, I will update you guys on if there's anything that's super OP for the boss. But again, I would just get stuff to keep you alive, Gersh devices, everything like that. Spend all your salvage, get a self-res, all the good stuff before going in because this boss fight is actually pretty darn difficult, but it is very fun. It's actually the coolest boss fight I think we've had so far in the game. Anyway, how this boss actually works. Essentially, what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be running around a small arena avoiding the Tyrannosaurus Rex or the Z-Rex. The entire idea of this boss fight is stay away from the T-Rex. There are a bunch of zombies. Obviously, you know that you have to avoid the zombies. Stay away from the T-Rex and avoid the toxic puddles. This is a boss fight all about mobility, especially in the later phases. Phase 1, he's just gonna kind of like trot around. The zombies aren't gonna be too fast. Phase 2, the zombies are gonna get a little bit faster. He's gonna get a little bit more faster. Phase 3, he is zooming. The zombies are zooming. Phase 4 is like all out run. You cannot get stopped by these toxic zones or these toxic zombies that slow you down because the dinosaur will come over and chomp you in 3.8 seconds. So, how do you actually damage this guy? Both of his eyes are weak points. You're gonna aim for the eyes, obviously, at all times that you can. However, sometimes, and this is kind of like a little rare, I would say it happens a couple of times a phase, so always be looking out for it. On his sides are going to be glowing, kind of like toxic zombies that are stuck on there that do super damage. Basically, you can kill them in like just a couple bullets. It's not like you can lay into them super hard. They just explode pretty quickly. But whenever you see those on the sides of the dinosaur, do maximum damage to them ASAP because you're basically just surviving until the next one spawns in. I would say play your life more than anything else. There's no like wipe mechanic or anything like on this. All you need to do is play distance. Do not be afraid to just sit there and run away for a long time, especially in later phases, because this dinosaur is super fast. And also watch out for his tail because on later phases, his tail just triple taps the ground, and if you are down there, you are just straight up dead. I would say kind of plan your route around how the arena changes with all of the toxic and everything like that. Always try to keep at least one wall in between you and the dinosaur because even though he can and jump over the walls, him charging and having to go around the walls is absolutely massive for staying alive in here. If you guys would like to play with anyone in the comment section, I do think that this boss fight is easier with multiple people because the dinosaur has more people to aggro to. Definitely let everyone know your gamer tag, Xbox, PlayStation, Activision account, however you want to add people. Definitely leave it down below in the comment section and add people, as well as my Discord. You guys can always group up and go play over on my Discord. Great way for everyone to go play and get together and beat this Easter egg. This boss fight is very difficult, but again, if you keep your distance, you respect the fact that he is going to outrun you. If you are not focusing on running and not getting trapped in a corner, I think you are going to be able to beat it one of the first tries, because I do also think this is a very fair boss fight, and if you die, it's probably because you mispositioned here. So definitely respect the dinosaur, and I think you guys will all be able to beat this boss fight. With that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, definitely leave a like on it. I really appreciated everyone tuning in for the Easter egg hunt stream today. We got second in the world, which was super fun. Shout out to everybody who was helping out in chat. You guys had absolutely fantastic ideas today. And last but not least, leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. We're definitely going to be looking at some world record runs of this map soon. I cannot wait to see it. It's going to be a blast. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next one.